Common struggle I usually hear from someone who wants to paint is that they don't know where to start. Maybe they felt confused or overwhelmed.
Hey guys, I am Jaya.
Welcome to my watercolor painting tutorial for beginners.
Tara, mamintura ta. We can start from learning the basics, wet on wet and wet on dry. These terms do simply mean wet paint applied onto wet paint and wet paint applied onto dry paint. It is important to know you have these options or techniques because laying color on wet or dry paint produces very different effects. But first, let's talk about the brushes. To begin with, you need to prepare your brushes. 2 or 3 of it are enough. I have here 3 brushes with different sizes, and each brush gives a different effect depending on its size and whether it's a round brush or a flat brush. I am going to start with a number 12 round brush, and you will see what effect this brush will make. First, you need to dip your brush on the water and then choose the color that you want. So I am going to choose blue. Just make sure that you have enough water on your brush to spread the paint properly on your paper later. So I am just going to make a straight line. I'm just going to press my brush and spread it going to the right side. So this number 12 round brush can make a thick line. You can also notice that most of the paint from the brush is on the area where we press it first. And on the other side is mostly water. And it looks like it's just fading from dark to light. You can also twist your brush like this to create a thinner stroke compared to the first one that you made. Now let's see how the amount of water on your brush affects the paint once applied on your watercolor paper. So the more water you apply on the paint, the lighter it will be. The smaller the brush, the thinner strokes you can create with it. Now using smaller brushes, you can just repeat what we did a while ago. Let's move on to blending of colors. Now pick a color, any color that you like, and first thing, choose the hue you're aiming for. Then start dabbing. Dip your brush in water and load it up with one of the colors you'll be mixing. Drop in another color and clean the brush with water. Then blend. So you just need to clean the brush and wet it, then mix the colors together. So I just made a color transition starting from red and then orange, then yellow. Now you can try practicing it with other colors. And always remember, once your water is already very dark, you just need to change it because it might affect the color that you want to put. Now let's start our watercolor painting. I am going to paint two landscape paintings here. You can have fine edges for paintings using a masking tape, but you need to make sure that your masking tape won't damage your painting once it is removed. So, I am going to put the tape on the four sides of my watercolor paper and then another one at the center. And now that we are done with the masking tape, it's painting time. I have here 3 brushes with different sizes. And since I am going to paint the background first, I am going to use the big round brush and the smaller ones will be for the details. So first step, you're going to dip your brush in the water and put it on the area where you are going to paint the background. You'll know that it is enough once you see the glossy effect on your paper. Once you're done filling it up with water, you can now get the paint from your painting palette. So I am going to use blue here for my first painting. So you'll notice here that the first layer of our painting is very light, but don't worry, we can put another layer once it is dry. So I am going to use more paints on the upper part of my painting, and as we go lower, we are going to use water instead. If you're wondering why, it's to create a fading effect on our painting, so from dark blue to lighter blue. Now while waiting for it to dry up, we're going to proceed to our next painting. So I am going to use yellow first. We're going to start with the lightest one. I'm going to put it in the middle part of the painting and just going to spread it using water. It's time to put our next color, which is color orange. You just do the same thing, but always remember to blend it with yellow. So next the orange is red, so I am going to put that color at the top and the bottom part of the painting. The last color is blue. This would be the darkest color on our background. Once you're done with the first layer of your paintings, you just need to wait for it to dry up before putting the next layer. So just do it again on the next layers of your painting. The intensity of the color depends on how you want it to be. make sure that your background is completely dry before putting the details on your painting. So I'm going to use a very small brush for my details. Now I am going to start painting the mountains. I'm going to use colored blue, but for the first layer of my mountains, I'm going to put more water on my paint. So the next two layers of the mountains, I'm going to put lesser water to make it darker. Now let's proceed to the next painting. So I'm just going to put two coconut trees and some flying birds in the sky. Make sure that you're using small brush for the coconut tree. Just paint a thin line at the upper part of the trunk and slowly press it to make it thicker. Just a tip in painting the leaves of the coconut tree, just make sure that you're using the tip of the thin brush to make fine lines. And another one, be patient in doing it. Just continue using the small round brush for the birds. Once your paintings are already dry, you can remove the masking tape that you put a while ago. But you have to be very careful in doing it to avoid tearing the paper. So that's it. And you can see here the fine edges from the masking tape. Now we're done. Very simple and easy to paint. I know you can do it too. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe.